it, y'all. I'm just laughing at the comedy behind my song, Shut Up. It's quite funny and available on all digital music streaming platforms. Shut up. An anthem. A phrase that's never gonna ever get old. Anyways, this is the GoodieJar Blog presents Storytime with Nhayah Goode. A plethora of delicious topics and stories. This is season 1, episode 6. I don't know why I'm still reading from the teleprompter when I read the intro, but hey. Alright, so this is gonna probably be a hefty show because I haven't recorded in a minute. I've been just, trying to get my mind right. May is a really interesting month for me. A lot of stuff going on. And so I needed to really just kind of, do what I do. But I'm back with Storytime with Nhayah Goode. And in today's story, I got some, listen, I'm not even going back to talk about nothing I don't have one of them stories today, but I'm talking about some stories that's circulating. And this is also episode 6, so this is I'm only gonna do 7 episodes per season because 7 is just a divine number. So the season finale is coming up here really soon. And so I've got some amazing personal stories to, end the season with. But this story segment is it's gonna be a little controversial. I'm just saying, because I've been seeing some shit that's just crazy these days. But anyway, so in this segment, I do a little storytelling. Since I've been told I have a way of telling stories, I envision myself as an elder of my village telling stories in the future of the way things were back in the day. back in the 21st century. I guess we're gonna still be in it in a minute. Back all them years ago, okay? Everything if everything works out. Listen. I'm really trying to figure out why is it that there are so many, well, honestly, these are rhetorical questions for myself, but as for people that probably don't really consider asking these questions, why is it that there are so many black men and women trying their hardest to convince black women that black men are now women, the ones that are, I guess, transgendered? Then they getting madder than a bitch when we choose free will and we decide, especially most women, black women, decide, nah, I don't think I want to go that route. Nah, I don't think I can really subscribe to that. Why all of a sudden is it, oh shit, and let's argue and let's try to, get aggressive and really get you to motherfucking understand that this is what it is. Then the mainstream media, via its raggedy ass TV shows and commercials, predominantly shows black men with, other cultures such as white women or Asians or anybody, mostly anybody but really black on black. So then it just got me wondering, wait a minute, so now if everybody in our community is now trying to convince us that this is what the fuck's about to be going on with our warrior, powerful men, and now you also gonna show us black men with everybody but us, what the fuck, what you want us to do? You want us to, okay, so we supposed to go out there and, what exactly do you want us to do? Black women. All the other women in all the other cultures suddenly want our men, after all the shit white women's ancestors used to do, suddenly. And now you're telling me that our men are turning into women and we're supposed to accept it. Then what the fuck? you know what, I discovered that the attack on black women is still silently happening. You know, and why is this an attack on black women? Because nobody wants us to, I'm starting to feel like nobody wants us to have our men. And I say that sarcastically because that's always really been the objective from the beginning. The destruction of the black family. Y'all should already know that. And if you don't know, then you better know about how it was actually systematic. They're always throwing out the phrase systematic everything, but they don't say what was. And then they're using systemic, so now motherfuckers are confused. But yeah, the destruction of the black family was systematic. And we know this. I'm not going to delve into that. That's something we know. But it's still silently happening. And now they trying to, you know, get that, you know, make us accept that by any means necessary. Even from, again, and it always starts from within. Like I said, why are black men and black women, some of them, now trying to get us to understand that the black little boys is they finna come out women now. And that's what it is. You know, nobody really wants black on black love like well, let me not, you know, I don't like to generalize statements. I wrote that in my notes, but let me be clear. A lot of people don't want black on black love, a black on black family that actually, and not only just be black on black, but actually unconditionally love each other for real, without wickedry, and everyone actually feels love, because being loved and feeling loved are two different things. Okay? That kind of black family is literally impenetrable. Sorry, I had a long pause just then. But yes, that kind of black family is impenetrable. And let me be clear. This is going to be controversial. I like to always give warning shots. That way motherfuckers not surprised. And let me be clear. I'm talking about black people with black mothers. Yes. Yes, I said it. I'm not really talking to mixed people right now, because you remember back in the day, mixed people, it was mixed. So let me be clear. I'm talking about black people with black mothers and black grandmothers, because that's very important. You know what I'm saying? And you know, yeah, I said it. The mixed lines are too thin right now. We don't even know who's black anymore. So it's for me in my household. We don't know. And it's crazy out here. So now it's like, I'm going to be like, well, is your mama black? And is her mama black? Okay, I guess that's black enough for me, because right now I don't know what's happening. And then I want to see it on the birth certificate, because there's a lot of, you know, actors and acting and things going on around here. We don't know what's going on and who is who. So, yeah, I said it. The mixed lines are too thin. We don't know who's black anymore. And if your mama is fully black with a black mama and a black daddy, that's what I'm talking about. Anyways, but back on the topic of this whole situation where now suddenly we're supposed to, as black women, just accept every fucking thing, including, as, you know, the Angela Stanton King, I'm sorry, I said it as if it was her Instagram handle, which that is. But as Angela Stanton King, you know, emphasizes the castration, yeah, I'm not gonna go for that. And in the past few months, I've seen a black lesbian officially announce from her social media that, you know, after the Lil Nas character recently released his little demonic video, that all black men will be gay soon. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? No. And why the fuck do you? Why? You're a lesbian. Why are you even talking about it? Why? But why are you even saying that? It doesn't even make any sense. Like, I don't even understand why that gotta be something that is like, oh, even said. But it was from within. I've seen what used to be one of my favorite black artists, and some of his art is up here on the wall, and I think I'm gonna keep it up. I like it, but you know, he said, and I ain't gonna say who it is, because I'm not giving away no free publicity from this platform. I'm just not. Y'all wouldn't do it for me, so I ain't saying no names. That's why I don't say no names. It ain't because I don't want to say them. I'm just ain't gonna say nothing. And maybe when I release a tell-all book here soon, you all will know who is who and what's what. But anyways, I saw one of my favorite artists up here publicly try to convince his platform, and I mentioned this on another episode of my podcast, that black men are women. And he's a black man, and he's, got a wife with children and whatnot. But you gonna try and tell me that black men are women now? You gonna post it on your page? Okay, and so I've been seeing a lot of black people trying to do the same thing and trying to convince black women now, and hey, I'm not going for that. And guess what? I don't have to. And no, it's not motherfucking anything got to do with a phobia. But at the same time, if a motherfucker's scared of anything that doesn't, make any sense, then let them have their phobia. And so now I'm seeing a lot of black people from their little platforms trying their hardest to try to condition black women into believing that, okay, yeah, black men are women. Or I'm sorry, trans, black men are women. And listen, and we as black women don't have to go for that shit because, first of all, how in the hell are we gonna keep life moving if now suddenly what the fuck? Anyways, and if women of every other culture hate their men so much and suddenly want a black man, and people of my own culture are aggressively trying to condition us into the belief that black men are women, what the fuck? Like I said, our natural black women who bleed every month, because I believe that's gonna start needing to be an emphasis. What are we gonna do, if they don't want to marry a white or Asian man? Anyway, so that was just my thoughts on the situation and just a perspective. That was my perspective on the situation. Okay? And don't come over here with all that other shit. Yes, I'm anti anything that is not for black on black, procreation and love and all that. Yeah, I can be anti, and maybe you motherfuckers need to go read and go, pick up your phone and, Google and define anti. It's totally okay. If it, Anyways, listen, I just want to end this story by saying, fuck accepting people being what they want to be to a certain extent, especially when it's a detriment to the culture and to nature and a whole lot of other shit. For example, by that logic, should we allow a person who enjoys having sex with children be who they want to be? I mean, where the fuck do we draw the lines at? A 40-year-old man who enjoys sex with a 4-year-old? He wants to be who he wants to be. Think about that while we supposed to be accepting all kind of just crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not accepting none of that shit because it's fucking wrong. It's inappropriate. It's disgusting on so many levels. And so is anything that is trying to instill the idea and condition the mindset that now little boys turning into girls at a young age, or even ever at this point, is just something that needs to be conditioned into everybody's psyche. And yes, and if you don't accept it, you're a bad person. No, bitch. No. Okay? Anyways, that's that. Hey, and like I say all the time at the end of this podcast, go ahead and talk to me if you want to talk to me. But I'm going to match the energy. Anyway, so next segment. Let's talk about the weather. In this segment, I briefly run through the current temperatures and weather fluctuations across the country and somewhere abroad at the time of this podcast. And today, it is Sunday, May 23rd, 2 plus 3 is 5. That's a good number. Yeah, 2021. It's been a beautiful day out too. Really, really sunny, nice temps out here in Atlanta. But you definitely in boxing the pollen and mosquito season. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a little congestion happening here because of all of that. You know, you want to sit under a tree, and out here in Atlanta, you go pay for it, especially during allergy season. But anyways, a little story behind this, as you've heard on my other episodes. I love and pay attention to the weather, the sky, nature. As a child and present day, my maternal grandfather had the Weather Channel permanently playing in his room at all times at my grandparents' house. And you know how they used to have the soaps and Walker, Texas, and Judge Mathis and all of them. He had that too, but the Weather Channel was definitely playing in the background on one of the TVs, okay? And so to this day, he can always tell you what's going on in your city, what was about to happen, and all that as it pertains to the weather. So I feel like I gotta keep the trend going, right? Gotta keep some of your good elders' trends going. And so right now in Atlanta, as I said, you remember at the beginning of this season, at the start of this podcast, I was complaining about how cold it is. Well, I'm not going to complain about how this sauna hit me earlier when I went outside. I mean, it really was like a real shift. It felt real sauna-like outside. Breathtaking. But it's been a long winter, and I'm grateful that summer is finally here in Atlanta. It will not be going down to 50 degrees during that period of trying to adjust to warmer temps. And then suddenly 90. 90 is here now. It's here. It's going to be here for the next 4 months. Yes. And I'm excited to see it. And it's 90s across the board here in Atlanta for the next 2 weeks. Moving right along, right across the way, 2 hours away. All right, maybe I'll go 4 hours away to Savannah, Georgia. I love Savannah. 88 degrees. And they're next to an ocean front too. They got water out there. So it's a little breezier, but still humid and all that jazz. What is the humidity in Savannah? Let me check. 39%, not too bad. Miami, one of my favorite cities. Whew, 79 degrees, nice 80 tropical temps these next couple of weeks. Nice mid 80s, and the sun is shining. Down in Miami, 59% humidity. Virginia Beach, hey, Vibe Beach. And I go to Vibe Beach because my bloodlines, they all from the Virginia area, the DMV. So Vibe Beach, they looking good. 90 degrees. It get humid out there in Vibe Beach, but they still fluctuating from 90 to 70 to 80 to 90 to 70. They got that waterfront out there, the beach. So it kind of fluctuates, I guess, but 36% humidity. So that's not too bad, because during like the July, and I know it get, I remember one of the last times where I actually went during humid months in Virginia. I think everything just melted the fuck off. Everything. Eyebrows, back, I think that was when I was still wearing like perms, when I experienced that kind of humidity back in the day. Damn near fucking, I damn near melted. So yeah. Enjoy these cool Virginia Beach temperatures right now. And I'm sorry, these low humid temps. All right, out there in Texas, and I do claim Texas too. So the cities I claim is, of course, in my city I was born and raised in, Las Vegas, Virginia, Virginia Beach and Portsmouth, and I claim Killeen. I guess I was there a while, so I claim it. But out there in Austin, oh my gosh, it's gonna rain for the next 5 days. Please don't bring that shit over here. And by the time I edit this podcast, the rain will probably have subsided. But as of the recording of this podcast, it's raining from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh my goodness. But don't bring that shit over here. It looks like it's not gonna rain here in Atlanta for a couple weeks. So please don't bring it, whatever you do, because we see enough rain around these parts, I promise you. As I've said, it's hot Atlanta for 2 or 3 months. Trust me, because the winters are long. But the rain is real, okay? Rain Lanta. Anyway, something aqua Lanta, something wet Lanta. There we go. Anyways, okay, so speaking of my hometown in the city of Las Vegas, you know, where it's 9% humidity, dry heat, baby. It is 81 degrees in fucking May. This is astonishing. My peoples was telling me that it's starting to feel real tropical out there. 81 degrees, 90s and stuff, but it's still May. It ain't July, it ain't, August yet. So we'll see if it gets to the triple digits, because you know how Vegas do. In LA, it's 72 degrees. You know how they do. It's nice. It's about 80, 70. They're going to have a 68 degree here next Sunday. I'm recording this on May 23rd Sunday. So I guess the Sunday from now, no, not I guess, it's going to actually happen. The next Sunday, it's going to be 68 degrees. And finally, I'm going to go to somewhere international. Let's go to Cairo, Egypt. It's 70 degrees in Egypt, or Kemet, which is the whole entire area. In my as far as I'm concerned, Africa. It is 70 degrees. Wait a minute, what time is it? Right now it's 1 a.m. So at about midnight, it's 70 degrees. That's a nice cool temp. And then during the day, it's 90s, 100s. So like I said, just like Las Vegas, quite similar temperatures in that aspect. And as you know, Vegas is dry heat, and so is, well, no, Cairo's not. It's 73%. So humidity out there. So it's a little humid, but it seems like it has some nice cool airs at 70 at nighttime. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's the weather report. Make sure you pay attention to your skies. See what's happening outside. Don't just look don't just look at what's in front of you, but look at what's around you, above you, below you. See what's happening in your environment, okay? Cheers. All right, so, the debunkery next. This is the next segment. In this segment, I discuss something in mainstream media, especially The Breakfast Club, and highlight where they fucked up at. And oh my gosh, as I said, I haven't recorded since April, and there has been a lot of shit that the media and The Breakfast Club have been fucking up at. So I really had to condense this because, whoo, child. But let's get started. Recently, your boy, Justin Bieber, debuted some dreadlocks. Now I say it like that because yes, and this is not racist. I'm just, whatever. When white people wear them, I call them dreadlocks because that's what they said about, our hair historically. So, and then when they actually do put dreads in their hair, to me, it looks kind of dreadful. That's my opinion. I don't give a fuck. I'm only talking about, I'm talking about melaninated locks. That's, I don't know about the other ones. But theirs do be kind of looking dreadful. But ours are locks, so that's the distinguishment. But whatever, that's just my perspective. Whatever, you ain't gotta agree or disagree or whatever, and whatever. But yes, they be looking dreadful to me when they wear them. But anyways, so your boy Charlemagne spoke up about that, but he didn't speak of it in a way that protects, the culture. He talks about the culture so much, but then he says basically, are locks even sacred anymore? And I don't know what episode of the Rumor Report or whatever that he said this on, but it's up there on their YouTube. He just was basically like, are locks sacred anymore? Everybody wears them, who cares? The fuck is he talking about? Why, when it comes to our culture, black culture, a subculture of Kemet, which is our culture, Kemet being, like I said about the weather report, Egypt, and as it pertains to me, everything. That's the entire continent. Why, when it comes to our culture, it's for everybody, and everybody can do it and wear it and dance it and sing it. But here recently, for example, Kenya Moore on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yes, I still watch it. Yes, that's my little guilty pleasure. Shut up. Kenya Moore had to apologize to the Native American community for wearing a Cherokee head feather costume. But that was wrong for her to wear the costume. But it's okay for Justin Bieber to want to wear locks. And everybody that's not, especially, you know, they don't even know the history of it. They don't even respect the history of locks. Just wear no. I don't agree. And stop fucking playing. Let's normalize people apologizing to the diaspora, black people, for the shit they've done. And let's normalize protecting the culture. That is a sacred hairstyle. Talk about everybody wearing them. Everybody's black, and as they should. But now what? All the other now y'all want to be what? But I guess they're always doing what we're doing, right? Huh? They're always doing what we're doing, right? On the topic of that, the code switching in the other cultures besides black people, when they code switching to, you know, talk articulately, or is it really code switching? Is it just speaking articulate in a moment where articulation is needed? But as it pertains to real ass code switching, I'm seeing a lot of cultures do this whole, they talk normal, but when they want to catch an attitude and get real jazzy, they turn into black people. Huh? All of a sudden, the regular, you know, the white girl who do her white thing, suddenly she's taking on somebody's personality that is not her reflection in that moment. But then she go back. They code switching to become more, you know, more, you know what we got. It's so interesting to see, but that's another conversation. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Anyways, Justin, take that shit out your head. I don't approve of that. Stay out of our shit. Stay out of our shit. I don't even understand. Just go. Just do your little R&B thing and just white. Now you got, and it's weird too, because a lot of, you know, they really doing like Tom Hanks' son doing the patois, trying to act like he's speaking patois. You know, it's weird how what's happening with, you know, not only have the Caucasian culture, I guess, came in and started trying to take on the characteristics of our culture only when it comes to hood and hip hop stuff and you know, the jazzy and the vibrant parts, but now is trying to take on the Caribbean culture too? I don't understand I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. But anyways, next in the debunkery. Then in another episode, I call it GED Charla, because he always talks about his GED. That's what he said. Because there's a GED Charla, and now he got a doctorate from he got a honorary doctorate from one of his colleges out there in his hometown of North Carolina, wherever he's from. He got that, so there's two of them. But the GED version of him says, you can't heal what you don't reveal. And my question is, reveal to who? That's subjective. If you choose to, on your platform, reveal publicly, that's on you. But the revealing can be in any form. It doesn't have to be publicized and constantly repeated every episode. For example, when Charla is constantly announcing that he stopped cheating on and hurting his wife in that way for 4 years. He talked about that on a recent episode, how the reason why he announces it so much is because he wears it as a badge of honor, like a crackhead or an alcoholic who's finally stopped doing those things that hurt himself. He feels like he really overcame an addiction. So is he saying that he had a sex addiction? I don't know. I'm not trying to create no narrative or nothing. But, I mean, those people made the announcement because it was an addiction and it was something that was, you know, really destroying them. So is he saying that he had like an addiction to cheating, and so that's why he's saying that, oh, shit, I stopped cheating with my wife and I've stopped cheating for 4 years? It's just kind of weird. I can understand if he's saying that it's an addiction, but if he's not, then why the constant announcement? And then how is that making her feel? You know, he's literally publicly reactivating trauma in his wife just so he can have his bullshit badge of honor, because according to him, like I said, you know, he says that for men who have chronically and carelessly cheated on the women that they allegedly love, it's exciting that they finally stopped. So he didn't say that it was an addiction. I guess it's just really exciting that they finally stopped hurting the person that they really want to be with, but they also want to be with other people. That's why I'm like, I mean, why don't you just be polygynous? But anyways, yeah, I guess it is exciting, like a crackhead who finally overcame crack. And on that episode where he was talking about all that, one of the male callers even called in and disagreed with how he just is constantly emphasizing that part, you know. But hey, I guess you would have to admit that there might have been some type of addictive, you know, situation included in that as to why you would want to continually announce it and then compare that to somebody that is in AA or somebody that overcame an addiction. Anyways, like I said, this is the debunkery. It's providing a new perspective. That's what the GoodieJar Blog presents Storytime with Nyah Goode is all about. A plethora of delicious stories and topics. Anyways, in my last little segment, there was so much. You don't even understand how much I condensed this because I had so much shit that I wanted to debunk. But, hey, they was on a roll. They was on a roll to Breakfast Club. I guess here recently there was a situation with Olivia Dope and Joe Budden. I don't really know who Olivia Dope is, and I don't say that to be dismissive, and I didn't go try to research it. I just heard it via, this platform. I guess there was a situation where she felt like she had, gotten, sexually harassed or whatever. Not sexually assaulted, but sexually harassed because Joe Budden made an inappropriate joke. And on the rumor report here recently, Angela Yee continues to push the narrative that women are too weak and scared to immediately reveal anything that pertains to sexual harassment or sexual assault. And I just have a fucking big problem with that because in my opinion, it just seems like it's a weak ass situation to continue to fucking do. To just keep all of that inside, that somebody sexually harassed or assaulted you and it made you feel uncomfortable. So you're holding it in because you don't want to and you're scared of losing your job and So you keep it inside and then you reveal it years later. I have a problem with that. One of my problems is that now you're leaving room for it to continue to happen with other people. And now it's just continuing a weak ass narrative. And I think that's not something that women need to keep doing at this point in time. Okay? But yeah. I'm tired of Angela Yee representing women at this point because every time she, in my opinion, decides to represent women, she represents them in a real weak ass, well, I guess if it happens, you gotta. Meanwhile, men represent themselves as, her, yeah, and we this, and we running shit. And women represent themselves like that as a certain extent until a man does something to them. Now it's like, I don't know, which, so, as long as women like her are representing women will never step into their power. She continually, like I said, paints the narrative that women are just too frequent scared, delicate, and fragile to say anything when a man does something to them. Stop it. Then Joe Budden actually apologizes about whatever Olivia Dope was upset about. And then Angela finds something wrong with that on the rumor report with his apology. She's mad about something he did. And I listened to the tape and I'm like, I don't see what the fuck she's mad about, but whatever. Women need to stop accepting being the victim, okay? And be the damn victor for once. And I really want to say that again. Women need to stop accepting being the victim like it's okay and be the damn victor for once, and or maybe the villain in a sexual harassment or assault situation. Fuck it. The fuck are you? What? It don't even make any sense. Why would I be the victim in that situation? Motherfucker, you wrong if you was sexually assaulting or harassing anybody. So what the fuck I'm being scared for? No, what's good? But yes, what the fuck? Women need to stop accepting being the victim and be the damn victor for once, and or maybe the villain in a sexual harassment or assault situation. Joe made an inappropriate joke. Charlamagne and Envy do that all the fucking time in front of Angela, and she's perfectly comfortable with it, according to the audio. So in a couple of years, is Angela going to come out and say she wasn't? And as for Olivia, I feel like in the future, act less like a punk and say something on sight. Here, this is Angela Yee. When somebody says to you, they should say something on site. No, because they probably are scared and they don't feel and they're gonna feel uncomfortable and they might fuck all that. That shit gotta stop. You gotta nip that shit in the motherfucking bud. It's like she wanna keep, keeping it a secret is only gonna keep it going. The fuck? This bullshit. And I can kind of understand an actual rape victim being apprehensive to come forward about some shit, because that is fucked up. You feel violated, but don't be apprehensive because of fear. I understand the apprehension of violation. And then here, and if I said that, Angela, you would probably say something like, well, you can't tell somebody how to feel. No, I'm saying that this could be a different option to take, a different idea, a different route. Okay? Damn. Anyways, you weak ass type of women are refusing to speak up about a man saying something to you is not okay. Especially if it's just something inappropriate. It ain't even something like, bitch, I want to fuck, at the desk. It's something inappropriate, like how Charlamagne and Envy be doing on their show. So just step up or shut up. This shit is bullshit. Say something. If you see something and something happens, you say something or do something. But stop. Please don't take Yee's advice of just keeping it all inside and letting it destroy you, and you keeping it and holding it in. Say something. Okay? And that's the debunkery, guys. Like I said, in that segment, I discussed something in mainstream media, especially the Breakfast Club, and highlight where they fucked up at. Especially that one, because that's a platform that a lot of people do be listening to. So, as I always say, diversify your platforms. Listen to me. Listen to lots of podcasts. Listen to them. Listen to Pharaoh. And listen to a lot of people, so you could really see what the fuck going on. Because a lot of people and a lot of things don't have the best intentions. Especially if it's encouraging you to be fearful in any way, shape, or form. All right? Let's get into these announcements. Go to www.NyahGoode.com and peep all my content. Let me tell you what I got. I got the GoodieJar Blog, which is my article series, my blog that I've been writing for the last almost about to be 10 years now. And I have narrated version of that as well. Go check out the Sensual miniseries, which is an erotic miniseries that I wrote, talking about all kind of just delicious and sensual sexual situations. And I also have the narrated version of that available on my YouTube, the same place where you probably watching this and listening to this from. Also, if you didn't know, this is all my music playing in the background, so that's why I got permission to play it, copyrighted. Yes. And so go check that out on all streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, you name it. Like, subscribe, and share. Like I said, I'm a vocalist, a gifted vocalist, so I offer BGVs, vocal production and writing. Just hit me up on my website, via email, or on my Instagram if you need anything. I have music, like I said, Shut Up, playing right now in the background, Blow Your Mind, and Feather, and some more music coming on the way, but those are the few songs that you can find on all those platforms. And I'm also offering professional proofreading. If you don't want to edit it, I got you. Speaking of my music, I recently had a performance, and it was really exciting. Yes, I had stopped performing for a little minute because I wanted to kind of build up my own music, build up my content. Back in Texas, I used to do a lot of covering of other people's songs, so I wanted to build up my, catalog so that I could have other songs to sing besides other people's songs. But, I'm always going to throw one in there. This was a short little show that I did. But, so I only sang 2 songs. I sang my favorite song by Mila J, Kicking Back, because she say everything good over here. And I love to sing songs with my last name sometimes, too. Everything good, shit. So I sang that, and then I did get to perform Shut Up. You can see that performance on my Instagram. I will be uploading it to YouTube soon. But right now it's on my Instagram. And be on the lookout on my YouTube. I did just do a video of a compilation of all my performance videos, because before I perform, I like to see my other performances and get hyped up. So then I just decided to create a little medley. So you could also check that out on YouTube. Check it out. And it is available on my website as well. I also saw a homegirl from Iraq, my homegirl Cassie, shout out to her. She came to my show and I'm so grateful. I love people that capture my performances. She got a good shot of it. Story about her, you know, her and I used to sing in the choir 10 years ago, shit, damn near 12 years ago in Iraq. The Spirit of the Rock Choir. Now those was in my religious days. I no longer subscribe to religion, but back then we used to sing in the choir together. We was the altos. You know how the altos with attitude. So yes, and so yeah. Go check that performance out. Shout out to you, Cassie. Thank you for capturing that performance video. You know, if you guys have any music that you want me to play in the background of my podcast, hit me up. Like I said, I own the copyrights of my music, so that's why I be playing it all. So if you own your copyrights, hit me up. I'll play your music in the background so people will know. I will announce it and everything. Okay? I want to shout out a few of my favorite Black-owned businesses and franchises. Slutty Vegan. I figured since I'm always shouting them out and talking about the ambassadorship, I should also shout out some other, Black-owned businesses that I really rock with. So Slutty Vegan, yes. And you know, if you listen to my other episodes, you know the dealio. Go to Slutty Vegan, check it out. You know, pre-check the menu because their menu changes. It's definitely a vibe. It's an experience. Right now, I'm wearing another one of my favorite Black-owned businesses, a merchandise, Body Envy, which is Black-owned and operated by Mrs. 2 Weeks Out. And she is on Instagram. She's super dope, but I love that she always comes out really, really dope gym apparel, really dope, that type of apparel, gym and casual wear apparel, I guess, because you can also wear the gym apparel. If it's cute, you can wear it as an outfit and just roam around, even if you didn't go to the gym. But anyways, this is her new one of her new things that she has, so I got it. And I love it. I love her crop top hoodie. And I love a little fishnet every once in a while. And also, finally, I want to shout out one of my new favorite Black woman artists, J Vinyl Arts. I just got one of her pieces, if you can see it. Miss Thing in the background. Those are all real vinyl pieces as her fro. J Vinyl, one word, J Vinyl Arts on Instagram. I got this is, I felt like I don't even need words. Look how dope this piece is. Check her out on Instagram. Those are my little announcements. I also want to make one more announcement. You know I'm gonna throw some shit into the announcements because this is Storytime with Nhayah Goode, alright? Listen, the other day I was on Instagram on one of my, I saw something. If you see something, say something. And, this was about my show, The Challenge. On a couple of other podcast episodes, I've talked to you about my show, The Challenge, that I love so much. That is on MTV and Paramount. Anyways, they have posted up one of the main characters from the show that's always up there. It's a reality show, really active and physical and intelligent and all kind of things. Go watch the show. Anyways, they have posted up a throwback image on the Challenge Overdose, which is an Instagram page that just shows all of the different players and things and videos and things that they've done over the 20 years that this show has been on television. And they posted a guy that had said something from back in the day that was racially charged and inappropriate. And for some reason, a white woman in the chat or on the post was upset at me because I did not get mad at something he said, this particular person from the show said 10 years ago. And when I did not agree with it, she diverted right back to racism. She commented to somebody else that looked just like her, and she said, her response specifically was, they, meaning black people, cry about not having allies and then shame the allies for not speaking up. And so I just, let me be clear to my listeners. The people that are like me, because I can't speak for everybody in my culture, but the people that like me, never ask for allies. the we like me wanted you to hold your racist white mans and your racist white womans accountable. Okay? I don't need an ally. Okay? Something that remind me of a verse in a Kanye West song. I can't think of it verbatim right now because I fuck with Kanye. But yeah, no, we didn't know. Hold your people accountable. What the fuck is an ally if you're not being held accountable? And then when somebody don't agree with you, you suddenly go talk to your homegirl and say, see what they do? They no, boo-boo. No, so you're not the superhero white women of everybody's issues. And don't be getting mad when motherfuckers don't agree, okay? Agree to disagree. And that once, and I also want to mention, because I'm going to talk about this on another episode, because season 2 finna be real crazy. This was the introductory season, but trust me on this. Season 2, I'm about to reveal some really interesting stories that have happened. But I feel like her response correlates with how some white people treat their black partner in biracial relationships. Like I said, I got a story about that. I'm saving that for season 2. Be on the lookout, okay? Also, I've been seeing this a lot in current news, going woke. Now they have made it like a whole phrase, going woke. For instance, they said the Golden Globes is going woke because there were no black people in the Hollywood Foreign Press, they little group or whatever, association. And so then Tom Cruise, in a big, beautiful display of, I guess, unity, in dramatic cancer fashion, astrologically, returns his Golden Globes. He says, no, I don't want my Golden Globes anymore. And so my thing is okay, he did it, and we know he's white. Are any of the black recipients gonna return theirs though? And so at some point, that's why I said I like to provide a different perspective. I kind of think Tom is making a whole mockery of it, kind of. Like saying, well, shit, if black people are so upset about not being in the HFPA, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, why don't you give your Globes back like I did? I have not seen any stories since that happened of anybody doing what he did, because, when you're in the industry such as that, all you want is recognition from motherfuckers that don't look like you. That's who they value that recognition more. And they value those things that they give them more. So they not finna relinquish no motherfucking Globes just because Tom Cruise did it. I didn't see nothing follow up after that. So I feel like sometimes you think something is a grand gesture, but I really think it was like oh, well, if they so mad, then what the fuck? That's my perspective. I don't know how you feel. All right? Shit is crazy around here. Anyways, guys. All right. So, in vaccine news, it's a crazy time, ain't it? In vaccine news, let me get specific. This virus and vaccine is Bill Gates. So I'm gonna just, sometimes I use PSYOP, psychological operation, which it is. But the Bill Gates just seems more specific. And it's so funny that they're in recent news, the Gates couple, for breaking up and all this stupid shit. But yes, the virus and the vaccine, the Bill Gates. In Bill Gates news, I heard the Michelle Obama PSA about you guys need to go get the vaccine. All this advertisement around it, ain't it some shit? It's interesting how they've been advertising all they pills and bullshit for years. So this really falls right in line with what they've been doing, but they really pushing this shit, and the treachery is real. The motherfucking treachery is real. Yeah, I said it. And she said it's safe. Is it, Michelle? Is it? Additionally, how about y'all keep your little medical status to yourself? You've been doing that thus far. Now, like I said, I've been saying this in a couple of my episodes. Now everybody can't wait to show us you getting the needle in your arm. What the fuck? You got stickers. You're making announcements. People are conversing about it. Like, whoa, keep your medical status to yourself, boo-boo. And what about the HIPAA laws? Keep your stickers and your status to yourself. But If we're talking about shit, excuse me, publicly make an announcement about shit, you know who needs a sticker? You know, all these stickers, voting stickers and vaccine stickers. I truly think that transgenders, they need a sticker. Yeah. Like I said in one of my other episodes, no, actually, I don't think I might have mentioned this in the episode. They need a fucking sticker. I watched this movie called Secret Society. I didn't know I saw black people on the cover. It seemed interesting. I didn't know what it was about, so I watched it. And it was a movie about transgenders secretly having sex with all these men without telling them about it. And I was just like, why fuck they don't got a sticker? Since we put in stickers and making announcements of things, you know, it's kind of weird. And so what about the HIV patients? You know, why did they have no stickers? And then on the topic of that, how do they feel about seeing this vaccine come out so motherfucking quick? You know what I'm saying? And being inseminated into people, you know, merely scared of catching a virus, and meanwhile they're living with an actual one. Shit is crazy. It's really, 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 really crazy. You know, the route that a majority of society and the world took as it pertains to this situation. Finally, these unsolicited virus and vaccine conversations. I was somewhere, and as soon as the woman walked in, she started saying something about, oh, Governor Kemp, he said you don't have to wear a mask no more. I'm like, first of all, why is that the first thing people are saying? Can you say hello? Damn, right? I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden, she didn't even say hi, she just said, yeah, did you see? Governor Kemp said. And you know what I said? I said, well, I've already been doing what I want to do, besides, unless I really, really, you know, respect the space and the venue, and I really want to, you know, whatever. But other than that, I've been doing what I want to do. So, I mean, what the fuck? Well, you know, I got free will. Free will. That need to be emphasized, okay? Okay. All right, so spiritual messages. In this segment, I briefly discuss something that will enlighten you, you know? And so today, when people say that they don't believe in astrology, I gotta tell you that means that you really just don't even believe in yourself. We are people that are made up of everything. You know what I'm saying? In religion, especially Christianity, and remember I told you I don't subscribe to that, but they teach you that your body returns to the dirt because it is dust or dirt. What the fuck? You know religion doesn't teach you the whole truth, yet the truth is there in the scriptures sometimes. There somewhere, inseminated. You just gotta read beyond what your pastor told you to read when he was preaching and in Bible study. Because a lot of times I feel like people don't really read it right. But, you know, they're quoting things that was already quoted. Regurgitating the information versus actually really reading to understand. But, yes, your body does return to the earth and the ethers in the forms of all kinds of dust, from the earthly dust to the celestial dust. It returns to the trees and the oceans, all that, because you're made of all of that. Our body is made up of water. It needs green veggies and fruits and herbs to propel immunity and properly heal and fully function. It needs meditation to balance and calm the mind, because this is a crazy supercharged society we're living in with all these, you know, shit and devices and all these things. And the planets and astrology have a lot to do with our mind, body, and spirit. So when people say they don't believe in astrology, that means you don't believe in yourself, because astrology is you too, baby. So yeah, just think about that. Think about that. Also, in other spiritual news, these last few weeks, I have been blessed with being able to observe these two birds. Ma and Pa bird, that's what I've been calling them, nesting two baby birds in an opening on my patio roof. It's giving me chills just thinking about it. It's fascinating watching both these birds go back and forth, getting just individual pieces of food for their babies, because obviously these birds are small, so their beaks specifically, can't even hold that much. But both these birds go back and forth getting food for their babies with no hands, all beaks. I'm watching them fly, come back and have food in their mouth and put it in a baby mouth. I might add the video that I captured of the mama bird doing that to this end of this video that I'm recording for my podcast on YouTube. So if you're just listening on my audio version, make sure you go listen or go watch the video. But I'm watching the birds get an individual piece of food, bugs or some shit out there, and one by one, and bring it back to their babies. And it's crazy to think that, and it just caused me to reflect, on the other scale of things. There's some parents with fully functioning arms and legs that refuse to even do an iota of what those two birds are doing, mom and pop bird, for their babies. The babies are chirping when mom and pa come back. Right now, even as of today, I think the mom is teaching the birds to use they singing, and I don't know, they seem like they're getting louder, and I'm watching their heads start to pop out even more in the nest. It's so fascinating. But I don't disturb them, and the mom and pa, they be hanging out at they hanging out on the patio. It's just so crazy to just observe this, and I'm so grateful, because any type of visits and things from animals is really just a message of divinity and just a beautiful thing. And I'm so grateful that they chose my area, they feel safe and all of that. So yeah, man, it's quite fascinating to really witness. But anyway, so yeah, pay attention, like I say in my weather report, pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to the animals, what they doing, pay attention to the sky, pay attention to what's above, pay attention to what's going on below. It's some fascinating things happening around us if you just take a moment to observe. All right, moving right along in the next segment. Okay, I said this was going to be a long episode. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys are enjoying episode 6 of Storytime with Nhayah Goode. All right, so I like to read a book, baby, a good book, and my incense is about to go out. So let me go ahead and light a new couple of incense. I keep the incense burning. If you ever been here in my space, I keep incense burning. I keep them burning, and I found one of my favorite black-owned businesses out here, well, partially black-owned businesses out here. She just added Palo Santo incense to her inventory. That is a Palo Santo burner dream. Yes, so if you can find some Palo Santo incense, get into it. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, because you got to light that Palo Santo. But anyway, so in my must-read segment today, in this segment, I read a few passages from a book I want to highlight. I love reading and narrating and talking about a good book. And so if you've been listening to this podcast, I'm always reading a book. I'm reading some good books right now. Woo-wee! But yes, in episode 5, I read My Sister the Serial Killer. I introduced you to that because I wanted to kind of read some fiction books. The first few episodes of my podcast, I was reading, the other books, the historical, the empowering. So I wanted to, I got to diversify. This is the GoodieJar Blog, a plethora of delicious stories and topics. And for this segment, books. And so I read My Sister the Serial Killer, which was set in Nigeria. So in this episode, I want to take you to London, baby, and I think I might do a little accent when I read this one. And I want to introduce you to Queenie from Jamaica. So she's Jamaican by roots, living in London, born and raised in London. And listen, in this segment I'm about to read y'all, listen, even in London, baby, don't touch black women's hair. And the book cover art is so freaking dope too. Queenie's hair is in a braided bun. Okay, the book cover is orange. She got gold earrings in her ear. The font is gold. And also, she got a foreword from Candace Bushnell, who wrote Sex in the City, for all of my women that, know about Sex in the City. So I thought that was pretty dope. Okay, so let's get into it. Queenie by Candace Carty Williams. Let me shout out the author, too. I forgot. She lives in London and she's super dope. Go get the book. Go get the book. Like I said, this is a must-read segment. If you want to know all her details, Google her or get the book or do both. All right? All right. And it reads, I ain't going to do an accent because I feel like I didn't hear it first. Only way I could do my accents is if I hear it first and then I do it. So just imagine this is a London accent. All right. And it reads, I didn't want to come here. You're the one who chose it, I protested. Kiyazaki gently moved my head away from the heater so that my hair didn't catch fire. Yeah, but you're the one who lives in Brixton. You should have warned me, innit? She said, pursing her lips. I laughed. I can't keep up with all of Brixton's changes. Queenie, you're Caribbean. Brixton is you lot's domain. You should know what's going on in your area, the same way that I'm African and Peckham is my lot's domain. I know what's happening in Peckham, Kiyazaki informed me. So why didn't you choose somewhere in your domain, I asked her. I need to broaden my horizons, break out of the ends. My search for Mr. Right continues, and I ain't finding him in Peckham, she said, reading a message on her phone. But True says this club is too dead for me. My cousins are at a rave on Old Kent Road. You want to come? We went to slide our way inside and were stopped by a drunk girl with short pink hair who reached out and ran her hands through my twist as if they weren't attached to my scalp. Oh my God, I love this so much, she gasped, mesmerized. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Kiyazaki said. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Kiyazaki said, grabbing the girl by the wrist and pushing her hand away. You can't do that. Oh my God, the girl whimpered, clutching her wrist as if Kiyazaki had snapped it. Don't fucking touch people like they're your property, Kiyazaki shouted at the girl, you dickhead. The girl's friends hurried around her and cooed over her drunkenly as Kiyazaki and I started to walk away, me tucking my hair into my scarf so that we didn't have a repeat performance. What's going on here? A bouncer with dyed red hair that matched a tight t-shirt that strained over his muscles appeared suddenly from the darkness and put each of his giant hands on mine and Kiyazaki's shoulder. Hey, take your hands off me, Kiyazaki stepped away from him. Ask her what's going on, she gestured at my handler. I was only being nice, the blonde girl said, looking with big blinking eyes at the bouncer. Right. You two, you'll have to leave. The bouncer put his hand back on Kiyazaki's shoulder and pushed us toward the door. We're leaving your shit club anyway, Kiyazaki told him. But if you like your clientele reaching out to touch black people like we're animals in a petting zoo, then fair play, innit? Kiyazaki went off to Old Kent Road while I sat on the bus home, absolutely astonished, and yet still not entirely shocked by what had happened in the club. It was unfair, whichever way you looked at it, and was pretty indisputable evidence that even in Brixton, where we were meant to be the majority, we weren't. Another reminder that we and our needs didn't matter. Before I got off the bus, I made an internal list of people who could touch my hair. Me, a hairdresser. That's it. That's the whole list. Yes, y'all gotta read this book. Queenie by Candace Carty Williams. She is, like I said, a journalist based in London, and this book takes place in London, but Jamaican by roots. And apparently, and this book was written when was this written? Hold on, let me tell you, 2019. So even in London, baby, everywhere, they got fucking issues with, race. People just doing wild shit. But one thing we do know, please don't be touching black women's hair. I know it's fascinating, and I know all that shit. Yes, it's beautiful, but just don't touch our hair. And don't touch people, period. Like I said, people gotta stop touching people too. I don't understand what's happening around here. And people gotta also rectify the situation when touching happens, okay? Let's be clear. Don't just be letting people touch all on you, okay? I know it's quite fascinating from over there. Fascinate over there. but don't touch my hair. All right, so this is the last segment of episode 6, Storytime with Nyah Goode, the podcast. And for the last segment of my show, it's just a good word, just a few good words, okay? So this is the good word. And, all season I've been talking about normalizing things, there are a lot of shit's trying to get normalized. So, try this. Normalize not listening to shit you don't want to listen to. Everybody feels like they just gotta hear some shit. They just gotta listen. They just gotta be tuned in to that and this and this. And me and my god sister were talking the other day, and we broke down the phrases "ignorance is bliss" and versus obliviousness is bliss. And I mean, you guys go define the words properly. I'm gonna always emphasize properly defining the words. Don't just go off what you think you know. Use your phone, hit Google, define the word. Go get a dictionary, do some shit, but figure out the real word. And so ignorance is literally defined as someone that's lacking knowledge and lacking intelligence, shit like that. And obliviousness, a matter of fact, I like to pull up a word. Let's go. I'm not gonna go off of what I know about it. Let's just define it real quick. You must know the words. Let's properly define ignorance, because ignorance is bliss sounds good, but let's just be really, really specific, okay? Ignorance means lack of knowledge or information. Okay, so ignorance is bliss. Okay, sure. Now let's look at obliviousness. Let's look up oblivious. And oblivious is not aware of or not concerned about what is happening around one. So, is it ignorance is bliss or is it obliviousness is bliss? I choose obliviousness is bliss. So, normalize not listening to shit you don't want to listen to. Normalize not being aware of things you don't want to be aware of, okay? Listen, quiet as it's kept. A motherfucker didn't come here into this body to just be fighting everything and all kind of shit that's going on in the world. Choose obliviousness and normalize that for once. Let's try that out, okay? Obliviousness is bliss. I'm going with that. I like it. Anyways, guys, like I say all the time, there are comments section wherever you're streaming, and they are open. I would love to hear from you, but don't get crazy. But like I said, I match energy. I'm not all for that, if you go low, blah, blah, blah. I match energy, but I'm always keep my vibrations high, even if I gotta match something else real quick. It's all about balance, you understand? And so I appreciate, love you, and thank you for listening. Be on the lookout for my next episode of Storytime with Nyah Goode, episode 7. That's going to be the season finale. As I said, check out all my platforms, www.nyahgoode.com. Check out my Instagram, @NyahGoode. Go to my YouTube. That can be found by searching Nyah Goode. And you could even Google me. My Google is kind of lit these days, guys. Check it out. When I Google myself, I be like, okay. Okay. Got a little bit. But anyways, thank you for listening, loves. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And peace, love, and all that beautiful shit.